What's going on, everyone? If you've ever struggled to figure out all the different numbers in marketing and figure out what's important, what's not important, what's good, what's bad, and you just can't get your stuff to convert, or you can't make sense of all this stuff, then this video is for you. All right. So when I got into marketing, there were so many different numbers: KPIs, CPL, CPC, like CTRs. I had no idea. My head was spinning. I was trying to figure it out. And over time, it's kind of like you start to distill down what are the big buckets of things that matter. And then once you discover what those three are, then you can open up the drawer and look for more details and whatnot. And so what I want to do is outline the three numbers that I'm looking at a high level in any business that I'm looking to invest in or I'm looking to partner with or whatever. All right. And I'll show you the relationship between them that I am looking for, and hopefully that will help you for your own business. So the first number is what my cost of acquisition is, which I call CAC. All right, that's not I call it, that's what people call it, right? Cost of acquisition, or CAC, right? So how much does it cost me to acquire a customer? Now, this number should include everything. So that means your sales commission, that means your ad spend, it means the marketing team that created the inquiries, whatever. Your software that's associated with it. It's all of the costs of acquisition put together. That is CAC, all right? Number two is LTV. Now, I define this a little bit differently, because I think it's important. So LTV is not the total revenue that I'm going to get over the lifespan of a customer, but for me it's the total gross profit that I'm going to get over the lifespan of a customer. So let me give you a simple example. So if I were selling meals, for example, or selling food, and my cost of delivering food, let's say, was $9, all right? And I know that someone's going to order $700 a month of food, and it costs me $9, and I'm selling it for $10, all right? That means I only have a 10% margin on gross profit, right? Gross profit on the meal sold. And so $700 of food over the lifespan of a customer might sound like a huge LTV, but the reality is it's actually only 70, which is what I'm going to make on that customer, right? And so the reason I use gross profit is that if I were doing marketing for food, for example, and my marketing was like, hey man, we're spending $200 to acquire a customer who's going to pay us $700. I would be like, that's horrible, because we only make $70 on the 700, which means that we're spending 200 to make 70, right? And that's why it's so important to understand the gross margin of your business, right? Because this is where all of your decisions should be based off of, all right? It's on that margin. The third number is what I call 30-day cash, all right? Now, in the formal business world, the fancy world, they call this, they use a different metric. They call it payback period, which is how long does it take you to pay back your cost of acquisition, right? Because inherently, whenever you're getting a customer, there's usually a cost that's put into it. And that cost there's always a cost. You're either paying in time or you're paying in money, or you're paying in someone else's time, which is then payroll hours, but there's always a cost, right? There's a cost of acquiring a customer, and then you have the payback period. I use 30-day cash for this reason. I think that virtually every business can gain access to a credit line, which means a credit card or an Amex or even a bank can loan you, whatever, where over 30 days they can use that money and then pay it back virtually interest-free. Credit cards are all interest-free for the first 30 days, all right, or at least all the ones that I'm aware of, right? And so what that means is that if I can know what my 30-day cash value is, and if I can get that to be at least equal to my CAC, then it means that I can use other people's money to acquire customers. And this is why we've had such big growth in the companies that I've had, is that I don't actually need to use my own money to acquire customers. I can use someone else's money, acquire them, get the money in the first 30 days to pay back the debt, and now I'm left over with customers, and ideally customers and profit that I can still continually upsell into continuity. If you can understand the words that I'm saying right now, you'll understand how big of a deal this is. All right, so what are the relationships that I'm looking for? So for me, for LTV, like if I'm looking at it, because there's different relationships that I need to draw here, and when I'm looking about how the marketing's working. All right, so my LTV to CAC ratio, I want to always have greater than 3 to 1. All right, 3 to 1 is the number that I'm looking for, which means that I need to be able to generate more than 3 times the cost of acquisition in gross profit. All right, so that means that, let's say my gross profit, I'll give another number. Let's say that my gross profit on a service that I sell is 80%. All right, we'll use that as a number. And So it's 80% is my gross profit. And I have a $1,000 lifetime. All right, that's how much they're going to spend with me over the lifetime, which means $800 is what I am going to use as my number. Now, if $800 is what I make, then I have to, 3 to 1, be able to acquire customers for less than $266, right? So my cost of acquisition has to be less than $266, all right? That's the total thing. Now, that's the first relationship that I'm going to look at. The next relationship that I'm going to look at is the 30-day cash requirement compared to my CAC. And so for me, if I have a one-to-one relationship between my 30-day cash and my CAC, then that means that I am breaking even on getting customers, all right? And I'm breaking even within a window that I can use other people's money to finance the acquisition. And that's where this gets super cool, all right? And so using the example that we just had, if $260 is what it has to be under, right, for me to get 3 to 1, then let's say that if I can just get my 30-day cash to be greater than 260, then it means that in the first 30 days, I'm breaking even in my acquisition for free, and then I'm still going to collect the other 500 and whatever dollars that's remaining from this process. And so those are the two biggest relationships that I'm looking at. What's my LTV to CAC ratio, and what's my 30-day cash to CAC ratio? All right, I want this to be greater than 3 times what it cost me to acquire a customer, and that is how I know I'll have sufficient profit to grow the business. I want my 30-day cash and my CAC to be at least greater than 1 so that I know that I can use other people's money, OPM, to acquire customers. All right, this is what it looks like visually. Person comes in the business, let's say I pay $200 in CAC, all right? So I'm now negative $200. This person now comes into my business. You know, they've got their little money. They come into my business. They decide to give me money, right? Now, at this point, this could be, day 1, and this could be day 7, whatever, because it depends how long it takes them to give me money, right? And so maybe the first time they give me money, they only give me $50, right? I'm still negative. But by day 30, let's say I have another upsell or 2, and at this point, now I've made $200 on this customer. What this means is that now I've covered my cost of acquisition, and then at the end of this point, I'm going to continue to sell them, or they'll continue to buy. Let's say it's on recurring, at day 60, day 90, day 120, etc. And I was able to break even to then get all of this money that happens on the back end for free. That is the power of this concept. And so to summarize this, the 3 numbers that you need to always know when you're marketing is going to be your CAC, it's going to be your LTV. Important point is that it's the gross profit, not the total revenue, and the 30-day cash that you can make per customer. And you need to break even on 30-day cash to CAC, and you want this to be at least 3 times greater than your cost of acquisition for you to have a viable business. And that is the game that I try to play. So anyways, I hope that was valuable for you. I hope when you're looking at your business model, you're looking at your marketing, and you have these metrics, you can make decisions empirically, quantitatively. And the nice thing is if something's below these metrics, then you just know that you have to fix it. Is there an upsell? Or is there some sort of liquidation thing? Can we give them some sort of special offer in their first week or 2? Can we sell them ancillary products? Can we have an affiliate relationship? Can we refer stuff out in order to increase this 30-day cash number? The reason this is important is that if I can make this really, really big, then it means I can spend more to acquire on customers, which means I can even open up further my acquisition net and still make more money. And obviously, the amount that you add your 30-day cash is still going to add into your total lifetime value of the customer. So Hope that was valuable for you. Hope this makes sense for your business. This is how I think through these things, and I hope you do too. So anyways, have an amazing day, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.